Hey there, and welcome back to Cursed Seeds, an educational monster train series where we struggle through the toughest challenges around. So, this is a very interesting challenge. It came into me via someone DMing me a link to a Reddit thread that apparently was posted very recently. They told me not to read too much into the thread because it contains spoilers, so I haven't. But they did give me the title. Essentially, someone was trying to find a way to make bog deep cocoon work and was struggling with it considerably as a mainline carry. And so, as far as I'm aware, what happened is they essentially found what they thought should be the ideal bog deep cocoon run, but still failed and could not make it work. And apparently, they had to replay this challenge after losing and re-roll a whole bunch of combats, and eventually they got a win with it, but they just struggled with it so much and are convinced this unit is bad. And that's about as much as I know. I have a lot to say about this unit. I think this unit is good, is the way I would describe it. But I think it's very risky, and I think you do need a very specific sort of line to make it work. I Because this is a Curse Seed series, my goal with this series is to win. So I get that the prompt of this Cursed Seed is to make Bog Deep Cocoon work, but I also will tell you if the unit will not work in this run for some identified reason, I'm going to explain that and tell you why you shouldn't take Bog Deep Cocoon here and then win the run or try to some other fashion. Obviously, if this run is good for Bog Deep Cocoon, I may actually take it, and then, well, great, I'm solving the prompt, but it's also a good thing to explain how you actually play with it. We'll see, right? I'm a little leery about the prompt because people are going to look at this and go, well, why didn't you follow the prompt? And the answer is because I want to win. So I'm hopeful that maybe it actually is an ideal Bog Deep Cocoon run. We'll see. Regardless, we get pretty good opener, right? I mean, not opener necessarily, but starting set of cards. We get Echo Right, which I guess if we're talking about ideal for Bog Deep Cocoon, Marsh Lord is ideal. Being able to ramp out the cocoon fast enough is pretty critical. So we'll see. Maybe we don't see it though, but it's kind of hopeful. And then Torch, this doesn't really matter, right? It does not matter that you get Torch here. It's nice. I mean, extra pings are good, but this could have really been anything. I actually think the best thing here is almost certainly Root Seeds, but regardless, I think you're fine either way. You're looking for something that you can easily play on your floor, right? So I also want to mention I hope this run isn't just, I don't know, Marsh Lord 3, because I think Marsh Lord 3 kind of cheats out his own Bog Deep Cocoon, right? It's very easy to support Marsh Lord 3. I don't think that needs much discussion. I'm hopeful this is actually a banner unit setup. Regardless, we'll see. Anyway, the idea of what's going on here is that I am playing viewer submitted runs, in case you have no idea what's going on. So basically, if you're playing Covenant 25 Monster Train with no mutators and you struggle for some reason, or you find a super blessed run that you just want to pass along for me to have fun with, let me know. You can submit it my way. You generate a three-word combo similar to what you see here at the top of the screen and get it to me. The best way of sending it to me, if you're interested in that sort of thing, is by Discord. I have a Discord server. It's in the top right of my main channel. You can find it there. It's a little buried, but if you go to the main page and then in the top right, there's a little link to it. That is the invite link for my server. There's a channel. You can submit these things. I'll definitely get them if they go in there. Otherwise, you can send them in a YouTube comment. You can message me on Reddit, like happened in this case. You can, I don't know, DM me on Discord or something, whatever works. I am always kind of happy to support this sort of thing. So, yeah, that's basically the gist of it. We're currently on a 40 win streak in this particular series. Our previous run was a plus 30 in graft that got X5'd incredibly into a Steel Singer, which made for a pretty strong fellow by the end of the run. We ended up getting Windleton stacked to the floor for Strangler and Restoring Retreat to combine and create a super floor, which we love to see. So, That's basically the gist of it. I don't think I have terribly much else to report. So, yeah, as always, do like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. Stuff matters and is super appreciated. The algorithm is a powerful entity, a deity that must be well regarded or it shall be angered. Anyway, that's enough. That's enough of that. Let's get this going. Let's hope I clicked the right stuff and turned off this mod, huh? Hey, look at me. I'm good at configuring this stuff. All right, hope you're all doing well today. I'm doing just fine. Not much to report. I am recording this, man, it's rough. Right before it's getting uploaded. Unfortunately, you've probably heard by now if I'm doing my math correctly, but I had this like tooth surgery last week and it has been brutal. It got in the way of me doing a whole bunch of things I wanted to do this week and has been causing me to sleep poorly. So I've been waking up unable to really record because I'm just out of it, haven't slept well. So we're kind of we've been in a weird situation. It's not a great week for me, but that's okay. Hopefully I only have one more week of this and then I get the permanent crown, which hopefully addresses some of these issues. But anyway, let's play some Monster Train, shall we? We are today Exile Wurmkin, default Hellhorned, as I mentioned. We're facing Rage Talos, yes, Curse Fell, and Patient Seraph. Patient Seraph actually posing a bit of a problem here. We are going to be looking for Daze or something to address him. It's also a bad mix with Curse Fell. She can be really demanding on your mid game, and you either accept a lot of damage, you accept that she's going to slow you down, or you take Ember or solve that somehow, which can sometimes put you behind for the late game. We'll see. We'll see what happens here. Our starting cards are good. We have Hosting Kin, Fledgling Imp, and Soul Cripple. Fledgling Imp is always great, especially in the early game. It's going to speed you up in damage considerably. Hosting Kin and Soul Cripple are both good synergy cards for Echo Right. They are etches, which is important. Having two of them, or rather three of them, because you get two copies of the Hosting Kin, in your opener is always nice. This helps out a lot. This actually would be an okay repeater start too, because we at least have good targets for it in the early game. If you repeater Soul Cripple twice into a boss, he's basically just dead. That's 39 Reap, right? So, at least early on. I mean, you could pre-Relentless Talos with that, but we'll see. Alright, I'm going to scroll around and see where this person died real fast. Pardon the weird effect. Interesting, they lost on Seraph. So Seraph is always a bit of a challenge. You got to be watchful of that. I do mention up front that I think that you have to be very proactive in addressing him here. We do not accidentally address him. Let's see. Temples, no gen. We have temples on 3, 5, 6. 3, 5, and 6? That's it? That's actually really nasty. A weird node generation. Normally you don't see the 3 temples somewhere in the middle. I guess it's better than 2, 3, and 4, but that's still not great. It means we're going to have to load up in the mid game, which makes Curse Fell a bit scarier. Dupe on 8 is on steel side, otherwise nothing incredible. There's another dupe on 7. It's a good one, has caverns and a horde. Competes with a good steel shop rather, with vortex and money. Good magic shop on 6 with vortex and caverns. Bad steel shop, but it's at least something. So we have steals on 6 and 7. No steel on 5. Good to know. Also no steel on 4. So fair enough. That is kind of the situation we're looking at here. 5 has a trinket shop that's fine, but I always value trinket shops when there's money somewhere, and here there's none of it. So that magic shop with a vortex and cash looks a lot better. There's another good magic shop on 4. This is great, actually. 3 really good magic shops in a row, potentially very good. There's one on 4 with Pyramanes and a vortex. Competes with a Hellhorned banner horde, which could be okay. It could be fine. We have double steals in the early. As expected, there is a Wurmkin banner on the steel side, and it's a forced Wurmkin banner on ring 2, and a forced Wurmkin banner on ring 3, so no Hellhorned banners on this run unless you go to ring 4. Interesting. Cool. Alright, let's take the horde and see what we get. Okay, Hardened Hull. I mean, With 2 Wurmkin banners on the horizon, I snap-click the Hardened Hull no matter what, despite that Dun Echo is also pretty good here. This doesn't do anything for me into ring 1, but you're gonna find you have such a good chance of finding an egg that it's worth clicking it here no matter what, and just going to both of these Wurmkin banners. Although noting, if I miss an egg on ring 2, I miss the Steel Shop on 3. I'm still clicking it, right? Dun Echo is good, but Hardened Hull as an opener is great. And we see Marshlord. Honestly, this is excellent because no matter what, Hardened Hull applies to the Marshlord eggs, which is very good. I would consider this a very strong opener myself. Absolutely, we click Marshlord. That's a very powerful opener with Hardened Hull. So powerful, in fact, that I'm happy taking this Horde. Okay. Interesting. These are ridiculously good. Railhammer is nuts. It's hard to skip Railhammer ever, right? But Forever Flame is also very good. Imsicle is excellent, but we're not taking it here, right? Here's the thought. Forever Flame. If I do end up playing an Endless Egg in some fashion, shaving 2 Ember off that egg is clutch, okay? This could be the difference between needing Ember into Fel or not, which is big. Also, Railhammer has some synergy here, right? There are 2 things I can think of that are relevant in Wurmkin. There's the Shard Soul Carver Infusion, which is incredible with the Railhammer, and then there is the Shelter card, which is also incredible with Railhammer. The thing is, I'm not seeing a Hellhorned banner, unless I dig deep into Ring 4, which means that things like Steelworker, which are the crazy high roll here, unlikely. I'm probably not going to be doing Welder Helper here. It's hard to say. I'm also trying to make sure, because the prompt of this run involves Bog Deep Cocoon. So I have to assume that if it was submitted, then there's a Bog Deep Cocoon on the run. Otherwise, what are they doing? So obviously Forever Flame plays into that because it makes this 3-cost Chongoloid a little easier to play, right? I mean, look at this. Look at this unit. Okay, that's the wrong unit. Where are you, Mr. Egg Friend? Cool. He's a 2-coster. All right, yeah, not a 3-coster. But still, if I'm... Consider this. Look how many expensive things there are in Wurmkin. Even if I don't know that there is Bog Deep Cocoon probably on this run, Forever Flame is huge here on the Wurmkin banners. I mean, Keeper of Echoes, it benefits from this incredibly, right? First of Kin, which is great synergy with Echo, right? I mean, that's already just so much. Especially Endless Egg, I get multiple repeat value out of it. I actually think Forever Flame is good here, objectively, and I think that this is a good example of we skip arguably the better relic here, just because of node generation. Now, granted, I probably am giving up a crazy Shard Soul Carver high roll here, right? Because I could very likely see one of those. But yeah. Interestingly, I did skip Shellsmith, which is an option later on to pivot into, but we would have to see. It's tough, right? I don't know if I'm going to see it again, and I don't think I ever click on this Horde unless I already have the Marshlord Hardened Hull, right? I don't think I ever click on this otherwise. So this is a chicken and egg situation. Like, you could say, oh my gosh, you could have Shellsmith here with Railhammer. You're never going to do that unless you're full YOLOing, which I don't recommend. You might high roll like this, right? You may hit, but I think that doing that is a great way of losing a win streak or something. Anyway, I think it's Forever Flame. I'm just going to lean in on that. Even though it doesn't do much now, it does also make these imps and train stewards more useful, which is immediate value for the record, which is useful. We're going to click this unit draft. I have reasonable confidence we can push through this. Yeah. Cool. Always nice to see one of those. Ring 1. We're just going to drop down the lad. You know what also is fun here that I didn't mention? With the summon trigger on Echo Right, you might actually be able to see Ashes of the Fallen and summon double eggs, which could be really cool. Nice. I am pretty strongly tempted to drop Mr. Fledgling Imp here, which I do think is cool. I should do it. I'm going to drop him. I could have saved the Ember Drain here by doing it the other way around, dropping the Fledgling in first, but I'd like this in this floor. So we'll do that, and then I'm going to self-ping twice, which immediately hatches my egg, which is very cool. Good. I'm going to Hosting Kin the 13x2 because he's terrifying. I'm going to self-ping my imp. Yeah. And then I'm going to play the other imp on this floor. And I'm going to drop Double Train Steward's bottom floor. I don't want to put it mid-floor here. There's a reason for it. The reason is just that I don't want this guy getting a slay here. We're going to pop some guys, scale them up, which is really good. I'll play another Train Steward out. You may as well. We're going to take some hits here, but we're going to be fine. Yeah, we want to charge upstairs. It's important. I'm going to ping out bottom floor. I'm going to just Hosting Kin the boss. We should be fine here, right? I think we take 0. Yeah, just punch numbers into this guy. There's really nothing fancy to say here. I don't even really have that many cards left in my deck at this point. It's like some pings and sure, here's a soul cripple. We can at least do that to him. It's actually 65 damage when you think about it, if we had needed it, but regardless, we're good. We got it all. Great work. I'm going to click on Purple Echo Transfer here. It is good. I don't need another Hosting Kin. I definitely don't take Total Recall. Absolutely not. Well, here goes the dream of Welder Helper Railhammer. It is something I was thinking about. I don't think I click him. You could make some kind of a solid imp line here, potentially, between the Fledgling Imps and everything else. But I just don't think that that's going to be the angle, right? Now, if I'm going to click anything, it's probably Hornbreak, which is just a really good card. Although I have so many pings, I kind of don't need this. I could just take the money. I'm just going to take the cash, actually. It's fine. Okay, Bog Chrysalis. I mean, this is what you click here, right? You have Egg Hardened Hull. I'm going to take the Bog Chrysalis, and you can't stop me, I don't think. Yeah, of course I am, right? You click this here. Now, I haven't seen a Bog Deep Cocoon. Maybe it's not actually on this run. I don't know. I do think I want to go and try to upgrade this egg. If I see Endless, I feel great, and we already kind of win. We have money in the middle, feeling pretty good about that. All right, Multi-Strike is sick here. Multi-Strike plus 25. We're going to look at the banner. Shard Soul Carver. Look, we even see the other egg, Kinhost Vessel. So I don't actually know if this run does have a Bog Deep Cocoon. Maybe this is just like an egg run or something. Because we've seen all of the important things. I'm going to be investing into a Bog Chrysalis here. So I don't really know what else to say. I could hard pivot to the Kinhost Vessel here as an option. Like, Carver into Bog Chrysalis is pretty crazy good here. Right? Yeah, Carver into Chrysalis is pretty sick, in fact. I'm going to buy the multi-strike out of the gate because of course I am. Yeah, I think so. You could go Kinhost Vessel here. I'm just thinking about it. The Carver is going to be better. I need to answer Patient, but I think the Carver is a better pick here. We take the money, of course. No chance I don't. I'm going to Frenzy Stone the egg. I mean, there's really no reason not to do this. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Sadly, I did not, look at this, I didn't take the Bloody Railhammer, and you could have gotten the Carver, which would have been disgusting. The survivability would have been out of this world, but it's fine. Alas. Now I'm thinking, again, with the egg, we're definitely leaning in on this for sure. Now, I can't re-roll here. I don't want to buy the plus 25. I want to look at the steel shop. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we move on. We're very strong for the moment. Although, worth pointing out, Not actually that strong in a sweeper boss if I don't take this plus 25. I will rely on Carver if that becomes the case, right? So we move on and we'll win with Carver if we get sweeper. We do get the sweeper. I kind of don't need this armor emblem. I have what I would consider a strong line already with a multi-strike in tow, but I do think we can take it pretty comfortably, so I'll grab it. I just want to hopefully draw Carver first. Okay, we don't get Carver first. Which means... Right, okay, so without getting Carver first, I need to... Okay, here's the deal. We play bottom floor here. Do I? I don't actually do enough damage to bottom floor if I do this. Well, I kind of make this work, right? Maybe mid-floor? Mid-floor angle here is actually pretty good. But the thing is, I want to kind of use the coasting kin to hatch the egg, right? Because the etch will enable it. In a big way, we hatch both eggs on turn 1. I guess we can still do it middle, right? And just slow it down a bit. We'll do it middle. I want to be able, because the Carver is important for Relentless here. So I don't want to do Echo right upstairs because he plays for 3 and I need space for Mr. Carver, right? So Carver's just going to be standalone. All right, so we do play middle then. I want the less tanky friends in back, so we do it like this. Now I could still self-ping here, but I think it's better to ping out the 5-1. Or actually, no, it's better to... And it's really good to hatch here, though, right? It's really good to hatch a guy. We hatch the guy in front, at least. All right, yeah, we hatch the guy in front. Let's kill a man. Ping out the front dude, at least. That's something. Okay. Carver definitely needs to land here. I'm going to drop in double fledgling imps for no real reason other than that I can and I should. Cool, we'll hatch a guy on middle. That's good. This floor is going to present a lot of value. We need to charge upstairs. It's very important. Absolutely. Mid-floor, I do want to take some bonus damage here. It kills that front guy almost. Yeah, okay. The imps are going to kind of face tank for me a bit, which is good. I'm going to take a hit here unless I soul cripple. The hit is what? 7? 8, it looks like? 8 damage? This is tough. If I soul cripple in the back, I can save 3. As long as I also play a torch here. Well, I need to play this torch anyway. I think we do kill this guy, and then we drop as many other friends as we can. I could have made space and put this HP into the front guy, potentially. But it doesn't really matter, I don't think. So we take the 5, we save 3. I'm going to ping out Spike's person, because I think it's important to do it. And then 20. They get a couple rounds in, it looks like. It's valuable to click these, I think. Yeah. I don't want the Ember Drain in case I draw. I definitely am pretty likely to draw 3 Inspire triggers. We should win off the back of this. He is enough, right? Yeah, it's close, right? You look at this and you go, oh no, it's close. But it doesn't take much to get him over that threshold. Yeah, he's basically a Demon Fiend here, which is enough to beat Sweeper Boss. So we get it, take 5, it's fine. Echo Snare is both purple and a consume card, which is good. We're going to click it. Shelter is an option here as well, but I don't think it's as strong. Tiresome Climb. I mean Snap Click. Tiresome Climb is patient answer. Wow, and they give you the Steelworker. I mean, here's your Bog Deep Cocoon, right? Man, they give you click that Railhammer. You have Steelworker on eggs. I mean, that's an easy winning line, okay? Do I think Bog Deep Cocoon is winning here? I mean, yes. But the problem is it's a little late. So this is tough, right? Let me explain why I don't think this is a good Bog Deep Cocoon. Okay? The reason I don't think it's a good Bog Deep Cocoon is as follows. One, I already have a multi-strike into a really good unit, right? And I already have a really good infusion for that unit. I needed to take these units to not die on ring 2. There's no way that you look at this and go, all right, I don't take any of these guys and I just YOLO my champion into ring 2. No, of course not. Okay? Second, Shard Soul Carver's a bad infusion into Bog Deep Cocoon. You ask why? Answer is for space. Right? The Carver has that space increase associated with its infusion, which is sadly a big problem. So we don't have a good infusion for Bog Deep Cocoon here either. Now, that said, he's still pretty strong on his own. It's true. I think we could muscle a victory here. Am I going to demo this? I might accept this. This is Cursed Seeds, right? I think if this were Train of Thought, I wouldn't, because I wouldn't risk my win streak on this. I mean, we have such a strong commanding opener that I really don't see a need in a Train of Thought sense to take this. I think we can still win with the Bog Deep Cocoon here. We have all the pieces. I mean, honestly, we have the Hardened Hull and a Forever Flame. It's pretty nuts. It's just we seeing it a ring too late. I already have lines, and the lines don't jive with a pivot here. But sure. Sure, it's fine. Ugh. Alright, well, there's that now. The other thing is, we don't really have a great sense for, like, what is a good infusion for this guy here? I mean, it would be Carver, but now you kind of have to go to the steel shop. Although I was going to go there anyway. It's fine. Yeah, I was going to go there anyway, but let's see what we get here. Quick. I mean, quick is good, right? Quick is a very solid upgrade here. There's no money in the middle? There's no money in the middle, right? It's a good defensive line. Give him quick. Then you just have to etch him into oblivion. Thing is, though, like, if I reroll here, both Endless and Multi-Strike are stronger if I'm in a hard pivot, so we're going to spin it. Yeah, alright, you get a plus. You get a Multi-Strike into the Cocoon. Alright, I feel less bad about this guy now. Problem is, now I have so many units, it's like, what are you doing? What are you doing here, right? What is this? I mean, you could hold out for a quick. I have the pieces to make quick multi very good. Sadly, I didn't have the money to purchase the quick on him first, right? Otherwise, I would have. Which we would have had if I had the multi-strike, if I didn't take this into the Bog Chrysalis. This is just like a stupid catch-22, right? We would have a quick multi-strike Bog Deep Cocoon if I hadn't invested in this obviously better line. It's just tough, right? This is one of the things that I think Bog Deep Cocoon suffers with is there's a very narrow window where I think this unit is really strong. It's a very narrow, slim gap where I go, yeah, it's Bog Deep Cocoon's run, right? I think I've had a run like this recently-ish, but it's hard to come by. And I don't think this is it, actually. This run really strongly leans into, I don't know, go Bog Chrysalis. Although, admittedly, we haven't seen a, what is it called? What am I trying to say? We haven't seen an Endless yet. So Endless Egg Dreams of Bog Chrysalis were never really engaged. Maybe there was one on Ring 2, but I didn't have the money for it, so it's like, whatever. Anyway, I'm going to take the plus 25 on him. You don't really need this, but I want to overstack him here, if possible, into Ring 3. I also don't have another like Steel Shop for a good long while. He doesn't need this health, though. And if they show me an overflow, am I going to take it? I mean, it would be Tiny Stone. So is Tiny Stone better? I mean, he becomes one space unit. I'm still not really able to fit much on the floor because I go Martial Lord 3 here for sure. So it's like, it doesn't really buy much to make him small. I really should remove a card. Having all of these banner units, that's a problem. Well, I don't know about that. I'm going to hold out, because if we do see the quick again later, I actually think we're better off. And none of the only one that's really busto is Thunderstone, but you can't see that on Ring 3 anymore anyway. So it's, right, the Trinket Shop that I'm probably not going to. And then we do start seeing Steel Shops again in the 6, 7, and 8 time frame. So Yeah, I think that'll do. We'll just look at the caverns here. I'm not going to overstack him. Heard your unit get an upgraded version later? Hey, wait a second. Wasn't there a Kinhost Carapace? No, there wasn't a Kinhost Carapace in this run. No, no, no. Okay, I could use this to temporarily throw a unit away, which is kind of interesting to me. I could use this to throw the cocoon away. Oh. Is that ever correct? He can get quick from it, right? What is... That's actually true. He could get quick from it. I always have to remember, what are the results from throwing a unit away? This is just something I don't really consider very often. Right? It's like there's not that many good choices. There's what? You can get endless, right? It's like you gain... Yeah, you can get endless, and then he costs 0, I believe, is an option. You can get plus 30 health and the revenge for everyone, or you can get quick with an extinguish trigger. Who thought quick and an extinguish trigger made any sense? You know what's crazy? I actually kind of think throwing away Bog Deep Cocoon is great here. He either gets endless, which is weird. I don't actually think endless is very good for him. You could throw away the Bog Chrysalis here, actually. Yeah, that's true. It is. There's that revenge +1 to everyone. There's endless. There's quick. Interesting. Obviously, quick is the high roll on Bog Deep Cocoon here, but endless is weird. I actually don't want him back. It does give him 10 damage, I guess. I think there's a 10 damage on there. It makes him free, but he's already free, so I kind of don't care. We have the Forever Flame. The plus 30 and the revenge +1 to everyone is basically just an objectively superior plus 25. If I had already put the plus 25 in him, I think I would have done this, right? Because then you get him an extra plus 30, and that's really good. What if we just throw away the Bog Chrysalis here? He gets endless, that's fine. He get quick and extinguish, that's fine. I remove them anyway. Cleans up my mid game a little bit to have one fewer dude. Well, I think I do want to purge a unit here. Alternatively, I mean, purge a card is gonna, like, a card would be Soul Cripple and just hope for like 0 cost on this. It could be 0 cost. It could be anything. I would take a reserve for health. It's just Pyre health at that point. I mean, I do think the spell one is generally a superior choice, but I think given the fact that I have way too many units, we should do this. And I lean towards cutting the Chrysalis here. Yeah, I think I'm going to do this. Okay, we're going to drop Chrysalis here. Okay, fair enough. Have fun, buddy. If this ends up being quick, I'm going to be sad, but fine. We're going to stay a little low on shards here. I don't see the need to do this right now. We have no good infusion targets at this point for Mr. Bog Chrysalis. Just too big. He's just too big. I could plan on doing this on ring 5, actually, and take space for it. It's not bad, right? It's not bad. Helps with survivability. The only ones I would really consider here would be like intrinsic or -2, because tiresome climb is important. Okay, well, I don't think I need to do anything too rash here. We're just gonna chill. I have removed a banner unit, and we're gonna stay at 25 shards, which I think is important. Understanding that you're not terribly strong here is pretty important, because we're not that powerful. Cool. Bog Chrysalis on turn 1 is the hit, for sure. Because I can drop the friend in and then drop Echo right in. We are going to ascend and tiresome climb Talos. Not because I want to do anything to hit her, but because I don't want her to daze me or do anything too cheeky on turn whatever it is. We hosting kin ourselves upstairs because it's worth it. I Shard Soul Carver middle and ping out a friend, and he lives. Then we double Train Steward bottom. He's gonna die pretty quickly here, but it's fine. Alright, we actually can give him a Fledgling Imp, which is fun. He still dies pretty quickly, but that's alright. We are going to Echo Snare up top to hatch a friend. I'm going to Soul Cripple to keep the etches moving, I think. Ooh, woof. I actually think I need to ping one of these guys on middle because reasons. Yeah, it actually lets him swing, which is good, and that lets me do the Soul Cripple up top, which is Shell, and gets rid of it. I guess he didn't really need to do that, right? It could have just been the same, because I only have the one egg. That's true. It's only the one egg, so fair enough. We do ping a friend. Echoes are good. We lose Carver, but it doesn't really matter to me all that much. I'm fine with it. Yeah, whatever. It's cool. We're going to take all the echoes up here. I am going to put the echo transfer down. Despite everything, I think it's correct to do it. The challenge here is, of course, I just need to hatch this guy before Relentless and we win this combat. Is basically it, right? If I can hatch this guy before Relentless, we've at least got it. And we do. So I do that, but I leak 2 damage or something. It's fine. Getting the Bog Chrysalis, the Bog Wurmling dude out here is nuts, right? It's a ridiculously good hit. Yeah. He's just gonna crunch some stuff. And this kind of only kind of continues to get better with time. Also, we just ascend Talos up, and she immediately perishes, right? Yeah, she doesn't stand much of a chance at all. The worm is just too much stat-wise for her to get through, especially with multi-strike. Last Stand? I think Last Stand is wrong here. It's just a etch. And while we like, quote-unquote, just an etch here, it's not that good. It doesn't do anything we want. We're not going to be stacking Rage. We skip this. Okay, full disclosure, Etch +5 is probably a better infusion overall. I don't have to take space for it, which I think is quite good. Also, this guy is very playable right now, which is nice. You could go for Branded Warrior, genuinely. He can trample, and he basically trample cleaves the whole floor, and then he starts scaling Rage considerably. But he's gonna do enough damage already. We hit the multi-strike. I think you take Branded Warrior here if you're worried about him not, if you didn't have the multi-strike. I think First of Kin is otherwise superior. Etch +5, good enough for me. Yeah, we're gonna have a whole bunch of banner units, so I'm gonna need to go to this Merchant of Magic now. Yeah, we take the First of Kin here. I do not need space because I am leaning away from the Carver infusion. He's gonna be thrown away. I do not need Ember. I have the Forever Flame for the important turns. I think we take Draw here, and we're happy about it. Cool, that's good. We go for removals, for sure. It's a better node generation over here. We get some health. It's great. I'm going to cut the Carver absolutely here. He's got to go. I'm going to look in this magic shop real fast. Permafrost is good. I'm going to take the Forge. It's Martial Art 2 for sure. Repeater, actually, is a very strong consideration because we have Bog Deep Cocoon. It's true. Although I do also like the Sandwich. You know, you have Echo right between 2 cocoons. It's a very strong line as well. I actually think Repeater is a bit of a bait because we have Bog Deep Cocoon. I need to hatch him faster. These shells are more important to me. I think I might seriously consider Repeater on ring 7, but I don't think we do it on ring 4. Cool, I'm going to take the Horde in the middle for sure. Light's Gift is survivability. In fact, I don't need Quick anymore. Yeah, actually, that's excellent news. Although Queen's Tail is also really good here, by the way. Fledgling Imps become Ember Generators. It's not ever going to be the line, but we take Light's Gift. That's huge. Honestly, this run feels pretty good now. I feel like we've got it. I keep Mr. First of Kin. for sure. I'm going to cut a Train Steward, I guess. I don't mind them too much, but I do need to hit my purple cards very quickly. So I think that these are in the way. They're neither purple nor spells nor etches. I'm just going to -1 some stuff here, I think. I want to save the Tiresome Climb upgrades for these 2 temples. Yes. So take -1s into Echo Breaks here. These are useful cards. -1 plus 10 Echo Break is kind of universally just great. I'm going to re-roll it just for that -1. Cool. Honestly, super worth it. We move on. We're under 50 here, which is nice too, so I can comfortably take this Spell Shield. We maybe leak some stuff, but I kind of also don't care, right? Wow. I was a little worried at first about not hitting the Mr. Cocoon on time, but I think we get it. We do Cocoon upstairs, Echo right in front. I just straight up Soul Cripple here, which is cool. I self-Soul Cripple. It doesn't matter because they eat the Echoes. Then I Train Steward middle for Collector, and we First of Kin downstairs just to punch some damage in. Okay, seems good. Upstairs, we... Okay, we're going to Hosting Kin the tank back to kill a guy. I'm going to put an Echo down and accept some damage here. We Fledgling Imp downstairs, it's helpful. Lay out the Train Steward middle. I Echo Break for money because I do value it. I take the 1 damage for it and it's fine. Not that I could have really gotten through it anyway, but whatever. Oh no, 1 damage. Okay. We drop Mr. Echo Snare here, which is good. I then just ping a bunch of stuff. With 1 more Echo, I think we clear the back line too. We do. It's great. The reason is because Mr. Kinhost Pupa drops out some Reap, and we have enough Echoes that we'll have 1 left over. We come downstairs for Fledgling Imp. I do want to ascend something up here. Yeah, because if I ascend the Conduit up, he gets killed. This obviously could create a problem later, but I don't think it's going to. We have to play that Echo Transfer bottom floor, by the way. It is just correct to do it. Now, I could do ye old Hosting Kin myself upstairs, but I think it's just superior to Hosting Kin this front guy out, because yes. And then we do ping, ping, ping. And this prevents the 2 floors from overstacking, and now we comfortably deal with everything at this point. We just toss some Echoes upstairs, and the real reason for it, the value of it, is the Reap. Yeah. Now the Reap is a competent element. Now we can start doing things like Echo Transfer up top, no problem. I honestly ascend this boss. He takes 186 though, genuinely. Okay, yeah, never mind. We don't ascend the boss. We just let him do 186 here. We let it ride, I think. I guess you ascend this front guy out just for no real reason. Other than you may as well. Sure, it's fine. Yeah, I don't actually care. He didn't get multi-strike, so he doesn't scare me. And this way, I mean, we easy win because I have Bog Deep Cocoon here and we just kind of cruise. We just do some punchies and it's over. Yeah. Fine. Cool. Big chunk. Good stuff. Now we get our infusion, so we power up quite a bit. I'm going to take Return Soul, it turns out. Etching is very important. This converts my torches and Echo Breaks into ammunition, which is great. Love that for me. Impressive Impalate. Impish Scholar can be cute with some 20 consumes. I could Return Soul. You can do some weird stuff. You can Return Soul Tiresome Climb to give it Consume and then cycle it with Impish Scholar. It's a little bit unnecessary here, but I'd also really like to avoid taking another unit, so we'll just skip here and take the money, and that's good enough with me. We get to look at our Bog Chrysalis, who gets, what does he get today? Oh my god, he would have gotten the quick. We could have sent our Bog Deep Cocoon. It's fine. Hold on to it, champ. That egg is not long for this world once we receive it, but it's very entertaining to me. I don't really need Merchant of Trinkets at all, so I'm going to just take removals here and clean up this run as best as I can. Yeah. Yeah. We do our infusion. Spell Chain, okay, it's an option. This cleans it up a lot. Getting First of Kin into Bog Deep Cocoon is very good. It's going to be a lot of damage. It's like an unnecessary amount of damage almost, but I think it's necessary. We're going to Spell Chain Return Soul to just generate even more etches. This also lets you Return Soul your own Return Soul eventually to create some kind of monumental catastrophe of etches whenever you need it, which is very powerful. That's a good turn to a good, floor to take a bunch of shards here. We're just going to cut 2 Train Stewards to improve my draw density at this point. All of my other cards are useful. The only thing I need to really think of is how do you beat or Patient? It might just be take Ember and then you Tiresome Climb double stack here. I'm going to the Steel Shop, not the Magic Shop. 2 cost Tiresome Climb. I mean, yeah, we do this, right? 4 days is enough, especially if I have 2 of these. I take Ember for this explicitly, and I think that's okay. Honestly. Yeah, alright, it's fine. It answers the problem, which is important. We need to make some other stuff free. It's going to be important to do it. So it's not glamorous, but we do it anyway. We upgrade our things, I reroll this. Permafrost is interesting, I suppose. But instead I'm just going to make Echo Breaks free. And more powerful, so I can use them as pings too, which is good. I could buy a removal. I'm going to a Steel Shop with money. I don't know if I need this removal right away, but... yeah, I don't need this right now. I'm going to save my money. We don't take anything else here. The purges are not worth it in this particular instance. We have only 24 cards in the deck. I think we blast Patient. I mean, Spell for sure, but Patient because of this double stack as long as I lean into it. Seal of Aggression does not frighten me here. We're guaranteed to set up, and they have Light's Gift, so I think we're okay on that. God, this floor is horrifying, though. Sheesh. Cool. We drop in our lad, we drop in the lad, we push him back again. We just kind of do the same etch nonsense we were doing before. Load up the floor. It's great. We hatch front guy immediately, which is cool. I take the collector. Absolutely. And then, I mean, we kind of just do as much as we can here. I think you do double pings, and then we actually want to kill one of these tanks, or one of these big guys, I believe. Double stack. 4 days is 120. I mean, it actually kills this guy, right? He is just straight up dead, and then we Echo Snare to pop out that friend. I maybe don't play the Fledgling Imp here. I think I do want to have Echo. It doesn't really matter, actually. It's actually okay. Because he pops out, we have the Light's Gift, so I'm not actually afraid of most of this stuff. We're just loading things up here, and I mean, eventually we get to the point where it's like, okay, we're gonna play some trash because I don't want to keep drawing it. But now we return soul back like a torch here, and then we return soul back like another torch, and this gives me 2 etches, which is huge scaling. I mean, we're gonna do just fine here. I don't really care if these guys get 10 HP or whatever it is. It's fine. You blast a man, no problem. We do want to just keep blasting, I think. It doesn't matter, we have trample, so just load up the floor. Sure. Cool. I'm going to shoot a friend. I'm going to... yeah, check it. We return soul back one of these Echo Breaks. Cool. I'm going to return soul back the Echo Transfer now, which is great. And then I Tiresome Climb the boss for 3 days here. And that will be enough to keep me alive. Yeah. We're exclusively looking for turns here, which we're able to get because it's the... She'd have to kill my worm, which is impossible. Impossible? It's not a word. Anyway, Echo Seedling is a nutty hit. That's great. Power of Knowledge is a really good ping. Actually, we're going to be consuming a lot. This is the run where I say we consume everything but the kitchen sink and the kitchen sink. So we take Power of Knowledge here. It's fine. March of Shields is okay. Branding Right is okay. I'm running into a situation where I have a lot of expensive stuff. I do definitely believe this is Ember. March of Shields is a pretty good card, and it's low investment. I think I'm just going to grab this. It's not purple, but I don't care, right? It's not important that it be purple. I have to take this egg, which immediately gets removed, by the way, because it potentially ruins my run. We go left. I don't know, maybe we hit another multi-strike or something. You could go right here, but I don't need the magic shop that much. I guess the -1s are pretty good. That's tough. I could just take the good steel shops coming up. I don't need the steel shop upgrades for this next combat. We're going to go right here, actually. The -1/-1 is really nice. We look at our last upgrades. We get a -2, which is sick. I wish I had held out on Ye Old Tiresome Climb, but you never know. Anyway, I'm going to make Power of Knowledge free here, which I think is valuable. Tenon Piercing is good too. I could make this Power of Knowledge disgusting. Tenon Piercing Power of Knowledge? Oof. 0 cost? Absolutely. That's really good. We're cutting the Bog Chrysalis. It's just getting thrown away. I'm going to cut a Train Steward here. We buy a bunch of -1s because it's really useful. Holdover, huh? Holdover on this Return Soul is pretty outrageous. We're going to quickly run out of cards. And that's honestly okay, because it's value now as opposed to value later. We do that because that's nutty. And I want to buy -1s into cards I want to play all the time. Might as well 20 consume a torch, right? Kind of. It's weird because I'm already going to be burning through these very quickly with the Return Soul. Is this actually worth it? I'd rather re-roll and buy a -1. You know? Make these cards cheaper. I'm potentially getting around needing to take Ember here. If the only expensive card I have is Tiresome Climb, it's not that important. Let's see what's in the caverns here. I mean, a Wilkins Rail Spike is literally a free etch, so just snap click that. That's pretty cool. There's no further infusions I need or desire. 105, I mean, I think I'm probably pretty good here. Maybe I'd probably take this Horde for 120 and chill. We move on. I think we Blast Fell. I could even play bottom floor, honestly. I think we ramp quick enough that won't be an issue. Depending on my draw anyway. Okay. I could play bottom. I think playing bottom is still wrong. I eat this 5, I'm pretty sure. Okay, yeah, I think we do still play top for the free turn, the extra setup here. I think I'm going to Tiresome Climb the Curse Dude because it saves me 2 curses. Oh, and I take the torch and we accept the penance. We didn't take Ember here, so we're going to get punished. It's just how it works. We will... This guy's already got 4 days. I don't care about him. I'm going to have to spend the Absolver, the +10 Echo Break downstairs to stop that curse from being a nightmare for me. We just This armor does not matter. I guess we could pull the guy forward to kill him, which is funny. Doesn't really matter. We do torch up here. No real etches yet, unfortunately, so we haven't popped off. He dies anyway to daze. Doesn't matter what I do. Or okay, we get 2 curses on this next turn, which sucks a lot. We get at least an etch, so I think we can pop off. That's good. I think we just for sure accept the doom of what we're doing. The folly of us. Man, all of the Absolvers getting upgraded suck. We're going to return Soul here. I need these to pop right away. Like, we etch, for sure. I know it's not a glamorous etch, but I need the etch to be just on this floor. And then we... I could have stopped some of these Absolvers by doing that with Hostingkin, but I really do think that etching like that was important to actually pop out Mr. Bogdeep Cocoon. I'm going to take a lot of damage here from curses, and it's probably just going to be fine. I'm actually just going to not do that. We're going to bust the Awoken's Rail Spike for 0 here, and I'm going to just keep charging the floor, honestly. It pushes like 300 damage to the boss if I do it this way, so I think it's better. And we just accept curses. And it's gonna suck, but it's fine. It could be worse, is the way I will describe it. Anyway, Power of Knowledge does like 75 damage here, which is pretty awesome. We're gonna return Soul. I want to take one of the powerful Echo Breaks out here. Reason being, I want to kill that guy bottom floor. We're going to kill the curse guy middle. I'm going to return Soul again. I'm going to drop a torch here. I'm just going to etch. Cool. So really the only question about this run right now is the speed at which I can reach my double stack Tiresome Climb for Patient. That is basically it. The speed that I can reach that is really important. This is otherwise a pretty darn good run for Bogdeep Cocoon, admittedly. You know, it's fine. We just etch pretty much everything here, and we feel reasonably good about it. It doesn't even really matter what I etch, so long as I just burn basically every one of my cards. Yeah. It turns out that's all I really care about here. Anyway, I feel like I'm going to do 200 damage here because that's probably good. I'm going to leave in a Spell Chain copy, and then we Power of Knowledge for 205 here onto the boss, which is pretty decent. And I mean, we win, right? We beat this boss, no problem. I didn't even like do any etching there, and it doesn't matter. Yeah, we're good. As it turns out, we did it. Congratulations. My guy in the back is almost 600 damage. And if I draw the... I didn't actually hit the daze here, but it does not matter. We're just looking for click etch card, right? And then we double etch here, and we just burn out a bunch of stuff. And then I send a casual 280 into the boss. That Power of Knowledge is kind of nuts, in case there were any doubt about it. We're going to burn this. I'm going to burn my own Return Soul here. I'm going to burn the Power of Knowledge for a casual 300. And then none of these cards really matter. And then we have like nothing in our deck except for Deadweights and the Tiresome Climb at this point, but we've created an 800 damage monstrosity. So that's pretty good. I took 5. Unearthed Remains. I mean, honestly, at this point, you do want to take some cards that are decent. Unearthed Remains is purples. It's a really good etch target. Yeah, we're going to take that. Can I get away with just card draw? Maybe. The only expensive cards are 2 of my etches and the Tiresome Climb. I did pretty okay there, even on Fell. I think I can just take draw, honestly, and we kind of cruise. This improves our chances of hitting the tiresome climb fast enough. We will go to the steel shop. I'm looking for another multi-strike at this point. See endless? Oh god. Am I gonna endless Bog Deep Cocoon? Wow. I mean, Repeater is now it. Absolutely. I don't need Big Bog Deep Cocoon in the front. I just need Repeater. Like I said, Martial Art 2 was important for the time when I got it because it improved my mid-game considerably. At this stage, Repeater is stronger. It is a free plus 15, plus 5. Isn't it plus 15, plus 10, I think, actually? It is. Yeah, wow. Plus 15, plus 10. Incredible. Yeah, we're going to take Repeater here. It's good, it turns out. I'm going to cut Rage Imps because they are pointless. Again, we're just accelerating towards the important stuff here. 25 cards with this amount of card draw is very strong. I don't think Endless is it. You could potentially Endless this egg and then Tiresome Climb it up to the floor or something, but I really don't think that's correct. I'm going to look for something else. They give me a quick. This doesn't really do much for me. I'm going to the steel shop anyway for the dupe. I guess I'll wait. Like, the quick is fine, but I have this Light's Gift at this point, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. If you're worried about losing here, by the way, don't take this money. You take the Relic next, you go to 120, you keep Patient under his 130 mark. We're going to have double of these tiresome climbs, though, so I think we'll be okay with density questions, but regardless, right? Yeah, we move on. It's fine. I don't think this money adds enough here. We just kind of refine and speed up. We can take Aggressive Amulet. I think we'll be way fast enough for this combat, especially with the Light's Gift. So you just drop the lad in. He chills in the back. We do play this Unearthed Remains. Of course, it pops out a whole bunch of copies I can't play right away, which kind of sucks, unfortunately, but it's fine. We self-ping, because I don't really care. And we chill. We're going to hatch this guy in time. It's fine. Behold, Echo Snare. I blast here. We pop him out pretty much. I do click the Unearthed Remains here, which is good. I'm going to begin the Return Soul on a Torch. We're going to self-shoot it. It's worth it. And we're fine. We got it. I'm going to have so many Unearthed Remains. It's very silly to look at. We do just kind of send it, right? I Return Soul and Unearthed Remains here. We play that. It's good. Burn the Awoken's Rail Spike just to scale and we're fine. Cool. We are absolutely cruising. Oh yeah, we just kill this front guy outright. Incredible. Thank you. Very cool. Can we just ping cards and then burn them? Like, Torch is gone here. It's cool. I play this Awoken's Rail Spike, which is fine. Then we just play these cards out. It does not really matter what I do, honestly. There's potentially optimizations for this, but it doesn't matter. Right? Like, oh no, I didn't play the stupid other Return Soul. It's fine. If I redraw them, I also just don't care. We just etch. I mean, we're currently doing 540 damage, so it's fine. What did I put in there? Archer Shields? Sure, I'll burn that. Fine, and we ping that out, and we're good. Ember would have been nice, admittedly. At least with the way I'm playing this current one. Doesn't really matter that much, though. I have a bunch of stuff left in, which is cool, that let me torch them out. And then we basically just keep burning these cards. And we create a monstrosity of a run. Right? Now we burn the Echo Break here for free. And we're chilling. I don't know, I think we're fine on... We're fine, right? We did it. It's okay. Yeah, we did it. It's okay. Yeah, and then we burn torch here. It's fine. I do want to play this on this floor. I will play Return Soul. I'm going to burn. Honestly, I'm going to clean out some of these Return Souls that I've created. Incredible. Then I'm going to burn an Echo Break here. Or we ping here. It's fine. I bring back a Hosting Kin. I mean, we have kind of the turn here. I pop that back. It's good. I play a Power of Knowledge, play out some stuff. I'm going to Return Soul, the Return Soul. You can kind of see the cool nonsense that comes out of this. At the end of the day, we bring back Mr. Power of Knowledge, and I have basically nothing left in my deck except for some trash. We do like 300 damage here. We currently do like 900. Actually, almost 1,000 there. We're fine. Cool. I'm going to click Forgotten Trade just because I do want more etches here. Although Force Contamination would be really funny. I actually think Force Contamination is way better with the Trample. Yeah, although Power of Knowledge number 2 would be fun, admittedly. Taking some ammo is good here. Branding Right is fine. It's expensive. I skip it. I'm going to be duping the most important card in this run. Just straight up, which is, where are you? Tiresome Climb here. Snap Click. Trinket Shop says, Hell's Banners is not bad, but I did remove most of my units. I am looking for a multi-strike. Wow, alright, sure. I'll take a third hit here. I wasn't actually expecting them to give it to me, believe it or not. Firestone Housing, hold up. I could take a third upgrade in my lad? Refracting Lens is hilarious. Sinner Salve is unnecessary. Alright, I mean, I'll throw whatever else is in here in there. Yeah, sure, here's a plus 25. Honestly, great, actually. Well worth that relic, in fact. Faulty Loader is fine. Doesn't matter. Hell's Banners is whatever. Boon of the Blacksmith's whatever. I'm going to re-roll this. Unbroken Horn? Unbroken Horn is not bad. It gives me one good Awoken's Rail Spike, and then otherwise, on turns where I don't need my Ember, I'm not generating a lot of Ember is the problem. Man, it's sad. If I had taken, like, a couple of these earlier Ember relics, this might have been good. I didn't really anticipate the Unbroken Horn synergy at the end of the day. Am I really not going to remove anything with money? Now hold up, I have 27 cards, 2 of which are my targets. I'm drawing 7. I pretty much need to hit this by turn 2? 3. 3 or I lose for sure. I need Echo Right to live on this floor. So let's actually cut cards. This is an easy thing to overlook here, I believe. But let's cut some torches. I realize this hurts some of my ability to inspire, I mean not inspire, but etch, but I actually need to draw my important cards. So let's cut some rando torches here. 7 by 25 holdover in there, so I want to cut one more, I believe. Okay, and then I think I take up this Unbroken Horn just because I can afford it. Cool. So that's good. Good enough for me. I think those removals actually are more important so that I hit my Tiresome Climbs fast enough, especially if I'm still holding over the Return Soul. It's all a matter of drawing the important cards in time. So 120 out of 100, let's move on. I think we've got this though. There are theoretically some draw orders that scare me. I just play on something other than top. I have to. It's a really good draw. It's a really good turn because he's not on top floor for me, right? Cool. Good. We drop this out. I do self-ping here, I believe. Yes. It's really good to get out this many upgrades here. Now, another thing to keep in mind, I would like to hatch the vessel next turn. You may ask why. Because he's going to come upstairs and put melee weakness on him. If I hatch him next turn, it drops the melee weakness. So we save this Hosting Kin. it doesn't really matter who I hit because of the Light's Gift. So let's just charge up a different floor and not risk anything here and sit. Done intentionally, for the record. Cool, because he actually doesn't look great, but when I pop him out, it helps quite a bit. And now we do want to etch this floor to pop out my friend. Purples don't matter up here, so we purple downstairs, and we just sit on it for the moment. Okay, we haven't seen the Tiresome Climb yet. Click the card. Tiresome Climb. Got it. All right. And then what I want to do immediately is I return soul back that Tiresome Climb, and then pull him up. This gives me 9 days immediately. Obviously at a big cost. The cost being he's on this floor and I'm technically incanting him. I can't play my other stuff. But this is a lot of days that I really strongly value. And then you get things like this, where I just Tiresome Climb him again. And now we're looking ridiculously good. In fact, I don't even mind incanting him at this point because I have the Dazed and he's taking like 800 damage, which, as it turns out, I find pretty strong. Burn Return Soul on. I'm gonna, well, not burn it, but I'm gonna put it on March of Shields here. We're gonna play a 2-cost. Yeah, that's cool. Send it. Hit this guy for 145. He's taking 900 here. He's having a bad day. He's not going to be long for this world. Anyway, we pull him back up, and that's pretty cool. I think I force contamination here. I return soul on the force contamination. Forgot I put it on the front. I could have actually killed him on this turn if I had put it on the back, which is hilarious to me, but it's okay. Just pretend I didn't mess that up, and we'll be chilling. Just pretend I did a good job, because sometimes I do. Get rid of some of these bad purge copies here. Unearth remains and make it free. It's cool. I don't think he's long for this world either way. It's fine. Cool. We just keep dazing him. And then I actually pull him back up. And he's dead. That's good. Yeah, cool. Great work. Go team. Cool. Alright, patient is not a problem. It's going to look similar for Divinity. So, I think we had the pieces here. I think maybe I'm going to have to look at what this person died to, because it might just be the question of they didn't take the Tiresome Climb when they saw it, which, unfortunate if you didn't. I think that card is really important. Yeah, turn 1, Tiresome Climb, turns out is really strong. Anyway, we're going to click that, and we're going to feel really good about this run all of a sudden. The Ancient Rail Spike a whole bunch. I'm just going to click this 3 times and pop out a dude. And sure, I'll shoot a man downstairs. It's fine. This also brings back a couple of Rail Spikes, which I think is cool. Good. Let's ping off these damage shields. I think they need to go. Cool. I'm going to return soul, a torch, just start burning things. It's good to do it. I return soul, another torch. It's still good to do it. Pops out the friend. We do take the echo transfer. Not really sure what the play is for the force contamination right now. I don't think we play it. I'm gonna burn a rail spike here, just do some more damage. It's fine. We can configure better, I think. This is a pretty good turn. Shoot that guy. We just continue shooting. We want to put all of our etches into this floor. Absolutely. I return soul back. Where are you? I don't need both of these tiresome climbs, so I'm just going to burn out one of them. Give me more days. It's good. Then I don't want a rail spike here for value. I wish to... I'm going to burn the March of Shields here. It's a good card to just kind of send. I will play the Rail Spike for 1. There's no reason not to. And we just kind of crunch a whole huge amount of numbers through. Cool, cool, cool. I think 230, 230. You force Contamination Middleman here to push all this through. And we just etch it up, I believe. And we should be cruising on this. Right. I'm not going to burn that quite yet. I think we Soul Cripple here, and we leave in the Return Soul. I don't want to burn the Force Contamination quite yet. I think in 2 turns we hard win. Although I guess we can just do it, right? Yeah, it's whatever. It doesn't actually matter. Then we put it on this same lad for a casual 2,300 here, which is a lot of damage into that guy. It does not really matter what we do, I don't think. No, it does not matter much what we do at this stage. We just kind of send it a bit. I'm going to return soul something. You might as well burn the... I'm going to put the Unearthed Remains at 1 cost here. Actually, I'm going to burn an Echo Break. There's no reason to keep these. And then we should play the Tiresome Climb just for good measure. This is the correct choice. Even though we're reasonably going to kill the boss, I'm not really scared. I do think we should click the cards. I want to play Power of Knowledge for big value. Sure, burn Return Soul. We're at the point where I think we're just accelerating towards a W here. So I'm just going to click that stuff. Burn Echo Break here. And then with that in mind, it doesn't really matter where the damage goes. I think we win next floor. Boss is looking pretty rough here. And I don't think he's got the tools to avoid the death. Nah, we take it. Yeah, for sure. Cool. Nice and easy. So we just kind of burn a whole bunch of stuff here is what it comes down to. And then we will burn our Return Soul in order to burn the Echo Break. And then I burn a Return Soul to burn Power of Knowledge. And we kill him with Power of Knowledge for 300 damage. Cool. Good job. Yeah, I think this is actually a pretty good Bog Deep Cocoon run. I'm pretty confident in winning the other way that I was describing. I mean, especially if we'd ever taken the Railhammer, right? It's hard to predict you're going to see 2 unit drafts, and among them you're going to hit the Steelworker and the Shard Soul Carver. But, you know, it's fine. I do actually think Forever Flame I would take in hindsight still. I mean, I made that decision, I think, correctly. Let's go to the challenge. All right, I want to look at our friend. Wow, we took the exact amount of time. What did you do? Okay, so I've got things I can tell you here. I don't think you actually played into the Bog Deep Cocoon correctly here. I think if you're going to do this, you need to hard pivot. One of the things that I think this player is undervaluing is the importance of making sure you fit the correct unit behind Echo right? Like this guy. He drops a Bog Deep Cocoon that's 3 space. He is a 5 space unit, but he takes 2 space to play. You need your unit to get on the same floor as him, and then you play Echo right. That is how you play this guy. What's happening here is he can't actually control which of his 3 eggs ends up on the floor. He got this. He did get the cool quick multi and Echo Stone, I guess, on this guy, which is fine. Like, that's great. This should have been your line if you're going to lean this way. If you want to take this and hard pivot into the Bog Deep Cocoon, I'm going to be clear with you. You need to hard pivot. I mean, you're not committed enough here. Hilariously, the Forever Flame Impish Scholar cycling here is pretty dope. I think that's great. I mean, you can see a kind of the struggle he had, right? His Echo Ray comes out as 5 space. which means he maybe can fit a Bog Crystal on the floor, but he can't play his Echo right. This deck never works into the Divinity as done, which I guess you determined because you only went 95 shards and straight up avoided the Divinity. Although you did get absolutely sandblasted by Patient anyway. That one is also pretty clear to me. You didn't snatch the Tiresome Climb when you saw it. Turns out that's really important. I think that not taking Tiresome Climb is a mistake. It's an easy one to talk about. I don't really have much to say. You take the card that addresses Patient if Patient is a threat. Full stop. that's basically it. Cool. So with that in mind, I think the reason Boggy Cocoon doesn't work for him is, or for them, I don't actually know, is that you have too many units. We look at mine. My run is so much cleaner than this, right? It's Echo right. We take the repeater pivot at range 7 specifically to start cycling extra consumes, which is just ammo. It's just good. And then Bog Deep Cocoon just kind of goes crazy, right? We do hold out for the second multi-strike because it doesn't matter. A big thing that's important here, one of the problems with Bog Deep Cocoon in general is the need for 3 upgrades. You want quick, you want multi-strike, you want a plus 25. In this case, we didn't need quick because we got Light's Gift, which is kind of similar. And we didn't need the plus 25 because we got the Hardened Hull, which prevents your egg from dying on turn 1 of the Divinity on a bad draw. You can, of course, solve this with something like Intrinsic or whatever, too. You've got options for it. It's one of the problems, one of the challenges. I think Bog Deep Cocoon needs like 1 of 3 changes to become a quote-unquote great unit. And as it stands, he's a niche unit that is like he's strong, but he requires a lot of help to get there. He's certainly better than, I don't know, most of the big guys like Shadow Siege. He's better than straight up Shadow Siege. He's better than Consumer Crowns by a good margin. Yeah, just important things to think about. In this case, we kind of, I don't want to say high rolled, but we did end up hitting really well for Bog Deep Cocoon. Just really good, really well. We solved his Ember cost with Forever Flame. We solved his, HP problem with Hardened Hull. We solved his hatch problem with Echo Right and Hardened Hull. There's just a lot of elements here that played out well. Echo Seedling is also a really big, good hit here, too. Don't underestimate that. Return Soul this card is disgusting, right? I think if I'm thinking about it, Power of Knowledge really deserves to be on the thumbnail more than Return Soul, but both of these cards are nuts. Every time I hit this Power of Knowledge, I was like, I don't know, let's do like 400 damage to a unit, just kill something. This card is usually terrible. It's only good in decks like this where your whole game plan is burn every card basically, because by the time you draw it, you're going to at least do 60 damage with it, and it's a good ping at that point. I kind of wish it wasn't 2 cost. At least it's not one of those 3 cost stupid things like Memories of the Melted. Seriously, who looked at Memories of the Melted and was like 3 cost, baby? No, it should be 2 at most. Sheesh, come on, Shiny Shoe. It's not hard to figure that one out. And then, of course, Tiresome Climb. Clutch, important. We take 2 of them, not because I need 2 of them, but because I want to make sure I draw 1 of them sooner. That's the whole reason I do this. It's all about hedging against draw orders. There's a lot of decision making I do in general that's all about thinking of draw orders, because you might have a deck that wins. And I think the thing that separates someone who gets maybe like a 6-win streak from like a 20-win streak is identifying and cleaning up your draw order. And then the thing that separates like a 20-win streak from like a 100-win streak person, the only thing there is being able to, what am I trying to say? The big change there is that's when you need to like really get the like nuanced lines. That's where you're thinking that's like a tactical element of how, and like a strategic element. How do I build around my lost con pretty much? That like 20 to 100 gap is much harder to describe, but yeah, it's some element of being able to really identify like what is needed to win and not taking risks. I think so. Anyway, it was a fun seed. I like Bog Deep Cocoon. Glad to have him. So I think I explained this about as well as I need to. So that brings us up to 41 wins in the series. We love to see it. And yeah, I'll let you all go there. So, hey, thanks a lot for watching this. I really appreciate your time. As always, you can give the video a like or a dislike if you want. You can subscribe to the channel if you want to see more, and stay tuned for what's next. Take care, folks.